My, you're a new face. I'm quite sure of it. I make it a point to remember every face that pays a visit to the Grand Narukami Shrine. You've kept your distance until now. I wonder why. Is it because you're shy? I can understand meeting the Guji Yai and being overcome by her beauty. You'd hardly be the first. Not satisfied? Something tells me you're not here for company, but for an audience. Is that accurate? Thought so. No offense taken. Most mortals aren't good at hiding when they want something. To your credit, you managed to escape my notice until now, but I admit to being distracted at the thought of today's afternoon snacks. You look nervous. There's no reason to be. You're the only ones here. Why don't you come a bit closer? What is it that you're holding? May I see it? A novel? Did you write this? Now I see. The pieces are falling into place. This must be the reason for visiting. How simplistic. You could have said so from the beginning. Normally it's my assistants from the publishing house who bring along the new batch of manuscripts, but I'm not opposed to life's little surprises. There is also the fact of the shrine being closed to visitors today. It bodes ill when an aspiring novelist chooses to ignore the written word, don't you think? You're proving to be quite the character. Yet, I find myself quite intrigued. If your writing is half as daring as your actions, then this should make for an enticing read. You don't look all that assured. Whatever stories you've heard must be exaggerated, for the most part. I'm fair in my judgments. However, the people are fickle. It can't be helped. Oh, how sweet. Compliments will only get you so far, but a good story could very well save your life today. Come now, I'm sure the guards won't be too harsh on you. But before I do that, I suppose your courage has earned some form of reward. That's right. I accept your manuscript. And to make sure you don't go running off and avoid your punishments, you will remain here until I'm finished reading. That is only fair. I should say that there's no room for negotiation. Feel free to get comfortable. Sit with me. What do I think? I've only started. Patience, my dear writer. You'll get your answers soon enough. Now that's unexpected. I wouldn't have gone with that choice, but it works. Quite the interesting perspective. I believe I've seen enough. Given your direct action, I'll offer you the same. An honest response is the most effective, I've learned. As for what I think, I am left wanting. You broke a sacred law to be here today. Where is that level of boldness? It certainly isn't on these pages. You are holding back. These words are fragile. They come off as timid, and it takes away from a scene that should otherwise be impactful. Your hesitation weakens your message. Given your talent, it's a shame. You fear failure? What a dull excuse. Here's a secret. The hero should always stumble and fall. Perfection won't win the hearts of readers, but flaws always do. You should keep that in mind. There is a spark in your eyes. It tells me that the path of mediocrity is not for you. No, you're better than that. If you continue to write based solely on what you think others want, you'll never be truly proud of your work. How ironic, then, that in your pursuit of greatness, you choose to ignore your own. That alone makes you far more intriguing than most who send in their words for me to critique. Interesting, isn't it? Art can be a product, but it is also a labor of love. No two pieces should be exactly the same. Writing should have identity, preferably yours. But such is the plight of the struggling novelist. Write the story only you can tell. You might even surprise yourself. That is, if you think you're capable. I could offer some more advice if you're willing to listen. Then again, you are at my mercy for the time being, so you don't have much of a choice. Glad to see that you're the agreeable sort. One thing to remember is that the dialogue should be a dance, a performance. Monologuing has its place, but it's hardly realistic. You're not having a conversation that way. Dialogue should have a purpose. Following that, remember that pacing makes or breaks a narrative. Lingering too long can bore your readers, but moving too quickly can leave them lost. You have to guide them along the story as it changes. Otherwise, you risk missing the mark altogether. As I've said, you carry no small amount of talent. Make others see it. You'll make it far that way. The most important lesson you'll ever learn is that you will never stop learning. Keep that in mind, too. And that is about all I'm willing to share of my great wisdom. The rest is up to you. The only question is if you'll choose to listen. I'll admit to liking the sound of my own voice, but one thing I hate doing is wasting my breath on someone who ignores good advice. You are not the type to do that, though. I certainly hope. Or else our next conversation will not be as fun, and I do loathe when things get unpleasant. All right then, I'm willing to take that deal. On one condition, of course. You mustn't bore me with your next draft. Take what you've learned today and use it to craft a masterpiece. If you can manage that, then not only will I publish your work, I'll even forget you trespassed today. The guards won't know a thing. Oh, you certainly sound confident. Then I expect our next meeting to be a fruitful one. Run along, then, before someone else catches on to you. Best of luck. Still here, I see. What fortunate timing. There's a couple more things I'd like to share that might pique your interest. First, if you enjoyed the audio, then consider subscribing to the channel. That is the best way to keep track of similar content. And, of course, you can always commission an audio at anagomi.com/commissions. With that, I believe it's time for you to continue along. Wouldn't want to get into any trouble now.